right, ocean lovers. Here's a question for you all. What's the fastest fish swimming in our oceans? Is it the sailfish, known for its graceful and rapid moves? Or the Black Marlin, a master of the open water with unparalleled agility? Maybe it's the Wahoo, a sleek speedster that dominates the sea like no other. Here's something to think about. Some of these oceanic athletes can outpace some of the fastest cars on the planet. Yes, you heard that right. They can reach speeds that would leave many vehicles eating their water. Stick around to discover which ocean creature is the true speed demon of the sea and how it compares to the cars we drive every day. The sailfish holds the title of the fastest fish in the ocean. It's capable of reaching a top speed of 68 miles per hour, 110 kilometers per hour. To put this into perspective, most cars on the road, including popular sedans, rarely reach this speed on a regular basis. If we compare it to a vehicle like the Toyota Corolla, which has a top speed of around 112 miles per hour, the sailfish would be just below its top cruising speed, but it's still impressively fast for a marine animal. However, even though the Corolla could catch up in terms of top speed, the sailfish would still outpace it in a short sprint. The sailfish is built for speed with a streamlined body that allows it to accelerate rapidly and reach top speed within seconds, much like a car in a drag race. So in a 1-mile race, the sailfish would cover that distance in about 53 seconds, while the Toyota Corolla would take around 32 seconds, showing that the sailfish's burst of speed could easily outperform many everyday vehicles. The Black Marlin is another speedster of the sea, capable of reaching speeds of up to 82 miles per hour, 132 kilometers per hour. When we compare this to a high-performance car like the Ferrari 488 GTB, which can reach a top speed of around 211 miles per hour and accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.0 seconds, the Marlin might not be able to keep up over long distances. However, for short bursts, the Marlin's acceleration is more comparable to a performance car in terms of pure speed. To break it down, the Black Marlin's 82 miles per hour would see it outpace most standard cars in a short distance race, but the Ferrari, which can maintain its speed much longer, would have the edge over time. In a 1-mile race, the Black Marlin would cover that distance in just 44 seconds, while the Ferrari would reach it in about 16.5 seconds, showing that in a long-distance race, the Ferrari would ultimately win. But in a quick 1-lap sprint, the Marlin would be difficult to beat. The Yellowfin Tuna, while not as fast as the sailfish or Black Marlin, is still incredibly fast, reaching speeds of up to 46 miles per hour, 74 kilometers per hour. This speed might not rival the top speeds of sports cars or high-end sedans, but when compared to an average commuter car, it's impressive. For example, the Honda Civic, a popular commuter vehicle, has a top speed of around 120 miles per hour, which is faster than the Yellowfin Tuna. However, during regular city driving, the Honda Civic will rarely come close to that speed, typically cruising around 35 to 55 miles per hour on the highway. In an open road race, the Yellowfin Tuna's 46 miles per hour would actually leave many standard cars behind, especially in areas with speed limits restricting the vehicles to lower speeds. To break it down in terms of time, in a 1-mile race, the Yellowfin Tuna would cover the distance in 78 seconds, whereas the Honda Civic would take around 30 seconds to cover that same distance at full speed. In typical city driving conditions, the Tuna would have no problem outpacing a commuter car at its peak speed. The Wahoo, known for its speed and sleek body, can reach 60 miles per hour, 97 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest fish in the world. To give you an idea of how fast this fish really is, let's compare it to a sports car like the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, which has a top speed of around 194 miles per hour. While the Corvette would undoubtedly win in a long-distance race, the Wahoo's speed in short bursts is impressive. In a 1-mile race, the Wahoo would cover the distance in 60 seconds, while the Corvette would take approximately 18.5 seconds. So in a short race or sprint, The Wahoo would still give many cars a run for their money, even though the Corvette has a higher top speed. Now that we've looked at the speeds of these amazing fish, let's compare their top speeds to some of the more common cars we see every day. As mentioned, the Sailfish can reach 68 miles per hour. Compare this to a standard sedan, like the Toyota Camry, which has a top speed of around 120 miles per hour. On highways where speed limits are typically between 55 to 75 miles per hour, the Sailfish could easily zoom past most cars traveling at the limit, showing just how much faster it can move in the water compared to cars on the road. To make it clearer, in a 1-mile race, the Sailfish would cover the distance in 53 seconds, while the Toyota Camry would take around 30 seconds if it were traveling at its top speed. Even though the Camry can reach higher speeds, the Sailfish's burst of speed in the water is quite impressive. The Black Marlin's 82 miles per hour is faster than most cars you'll find on the road. For example, let's compare it to the Lamborghini Huracan, which has a top speed of 202 miles per hour. While the Lamborghini can reach much higher speeds, the Black Marlin's 82 miles per hour still makes it incredibly fast in comparison to standard cars. In a 1-mile race, the Marlin would cover the distance in 44 seconds, while the Lamborghini would do so in just over 16 seconds. The Lamborghini might have the advantage over long distances, but if the race were shorter or if we focused on short bursts, the Marlin could still hold its ground. The Yellowfin Tuna, at 46 miles per hour, would outpace a lot of commuter vehicles when we consider daily traffic. For example, the Ford Focus, with a top speed of 125 miles per hour, is typically driven at much lower speeds on city streets, where the Yellowfin's 46 miles per hour is more than enough to outperform it in urban traffic situations. The Wahoo's 60 miles per hour is faster than many motorcycles, such as the Honda CBR 500R, which can reach a top speed of around 105 miles per hour. In terms of acceleration, the Wahoo would still be faster in a short-distance race, as motorcycles often require a bit of time to reach their top speeds. The Wahoo's burst of speed would give it an edge in a quick sprint. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of fast fish and how they compare to cars, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what other comparisons you'd love to see in the future. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.